Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to our slow flow yoga class. I'm so honored to be with you today. Today, we're just going to need some yoga blocks. We're going to be moving in a really nice, kind of steady pace today, nice and slow and steady, nothing too heavy. Oh my God, I think that just rhymed. Today we're going to be exploring the onion. So we're going to be exploring the kleshas. A few weeks ago, or a couple of weeks ago, we talked about the first layer of the klesha, which is, I want to kind of give you this vision of what the klesha looks like. The klesha is like an onion, and our lives are ourselves, we're like onions. We're peeling off the layers as we go through our yoga practice, kind of working through the layer to kind of bring ourselves to that center, that inner self, that inner knowing, that true self, if you will. And on the first layer of the onion, that first layer that we're all working through, is that space of avidya, where that um, area of lack of knowledge or judgment kind of renders itself there. And when we start to peel off those layers, we start to work deeper and deeper inward. And that's really where our yoga practice comes in. We take it maybe initially from one perspective, and then as we delve into our yoga practice, we start to peel off those layers. We start to get in a little bit deeper to that inner awareness, that inner knowledge. So the second layer of the klesha is asmita. And asmita is, and I'm going to read this from a wonderful book, Yoga Beyond the Poses, is because they describe it so well. So I feel like it's just a great way to use this. But asmita refers to the ego and all of its co-committant grandiosity. The ego is that first kind of layer of what we connect to initially, where we're often, a lot of misperception is kind of connected to this area of ego. Is what we think is, but we don't always see the realness of the situation. And at heart, over evaluation of the ego is a misperception. We over submit to that ego versus our inner knowledge, that inner perception. And that over evaluation of that ego, it leads to suffering. You might think of the ego as a being particular pair of glasses. I love this description. A particular pair of glasses through which we are looking at the world. Yoga is a tool to remove those glasses and see reality without ego as the first lens. Wow, that's just such a powerful way to kind of, really allow ourselves to kind of let that layer of the ego kind of disappear, to kind of imagine ourselves without that space and look at it from where it is. And this is where we take this second layer. We start to peel that first layer off, and then we kind of start to evaluate and look at our inner self versus our ego self. So our practice today gives you the chance to watch how ego shows up everywhere. Look at how frequently, as you move your body today, that I pops into your mind. I don't like this pose. I like this pose. And how frequently we connect to that ego space. When does that show up, and when is it showing up in your practice? Is it showing up in spaces where it may be challenging and you initially go to that space of ego where you identify with it as not being good for you, or not being good for you, but something you don't like, or even something you do like? And see if maybe you can really see it for what it really is, versus us connecting to something like the ego with that I statement. So today we're going to begin, and we're going to just use our box breath breathing today as a way to kind of slow the space down, kind of a way to bring ourselves from doing and into being. And that's really where I feel like this layer is really kind of connecting to that state of being versus that constant busyness of the ego, attaching mentally, busyness physically of doing things constantly, but really allowing us to hone back in to home base here. So make yourself comfortable. If you want to lie down, you can. We're going to be doing some box breathing. I prefer to do it seated, but if you want to lay down, it's entirely up to you. We're going to go ahead and close our eyes if that feels comfortable and safe for you today. And I'd like us just to begin by connecting our body down towards the earth. If you are lying down, just notice the body at the back of the head, the shoulders, the low back, the back of the feet, or the soles of the feet if the knees are bent. If you're seated, maybe you notice your sits bones connecting down to the earth. Soften the eyes. Soften the brow space, if there's any tension there. Soften the shoulders. And initially, we're just going to come to this space connecting physically into the body. Notice any parts of the body, maybe the temperature of the air touching the skin. Maybe you notice your knees or your hips or your spine. Maybe you notice your shoulders. Perhaps you notice the jaw and any tension that might be ruminating from the jaw. Take a moment to see the body as one whole piece. See the breath as one that is of healing. See the exhale as one that is releasing of waste. Maybe you deepen your breath to areas of the body that need attention today. Maybe there's movement of the mind, thoughts that are passing through the crown of the head. Identify where are they coming from. Are you thinking of the past? Are you worrying about the future? Recognize that those things are unaffected because the past is the past, it is long gone. The future has not come, there's nothing we can do about that. Right now, we're going to just bring ourselves into this moment. There's no need to invite any stress into the mind, any worry. And when we take ourselves from a state of doing, it's almost like we take our body and our mind into this, if you will, this red state of being. Often when we're in a state of constant busyness, our mind is constantly wandering off. Our body is constantly moving. We're shifting our spaces from one end to the other end with this consistent and constant flurry of energy. And although that is just simply a way of life, it is also often all-consuming. And it takes us away from that inner self. Often we may even find ourselves so busy because we're connected to that ego space. That I have to do this, I have to be that, I have to go there. And we disassociate ourselves from our inner self, that true self space. Now, as we move ourselves maybe into a state of being, we turn ourselves into a green space, a space of being and not doing. One that often allows from a physical and from a from a physical nervous system standpoint, when we bring ourselves in a state of being, we calm the nervous system down. We're able to connect into the body. We're able to utilize the breath as truly a fundamental function of being able to calm the nervous system down. When we're busy and we're distracted and we're in that red zone, we take ourselves out of that space of connecting. Our nervous system is in a heightened space, almost in that fight or flight response, especially when we're really busy. So when we take ourselves into the green space, we really are able to connect ourselves to the breath, help to calm the nervous system. So today's practice, we're going to be focusing on our box breath. And I'd like you to emphasize the exhale, taking it slow and steady. And we're going to do an inhale on a count of 3, and we'll hold the breath for that brief moment between inhale and exhale. And then we'll exhale for a count of 5, and then we'll hold again between that exhale and the inhale. And then we'll take an inhale for a count of 3, another pause, and then an exhale for a count of 5. And we're going to repeat approximately 5 sets. And I just want you to notice at the end, how does that make you feel? So sitting comfortably, dropping the shoulders, connecting into the sits bones, soften the eyes. Let us begin by taking an inhale for a count of 3, 2, 1, and hold for 1. Breathe out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold for 1. Breathe in for 3, 2, 1, hold for 1. Breathe out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold for 1. Breathe in 3, 2, 1, hold. Breathe out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Breathe in 3, 2, 1, and hold. Breathe out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Breathe in 3, 2, 1, hold. Breathe out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Breathe in 3, 2, 1, and hold. Breathe out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Breathe in 3, 2, 1, and hold. Breathe out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Breathe in 3, 2, 1, and hold. Breathe out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Last set. Breathe in 3, 2, 1, and hold. Breathe out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Breathe in 3, 2, 1, and hold. Breathe out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Allow your breath just to breathe normally at its own pace. Notice how your body feels. Notice if there's any more settling that comes into the mind and into the body. Now, as you're ready, let's begin to open our eyes and welcome the room back into our vision. Maybe there's a little bit more clarity, a little bit more quiet, a little bit more stillness. Let's go ahead and take ourselves into all fours. If we're taking care of our knees today, perhaps we're setting something underneath the knees caps. And we're going to invite an Ujjayi breath into our practice today. So that victorious breath, that breath of Darth Vader breath, or that ocean sound breath. Bringing our knees underneath our hips with the tops of our feet pressing down to the floor, energizing through the hands, lengthening through the spine. Head lifts upon the rest of the spine. Let's breathe in, finding our cow as we breathe in through the nose. Exhale, breathe out through the nose, create that ocean sound. Now, if you're alone in a room, or whether someone is around you, maybe you're watching this video later and you're doing this with someone else, let the sound of the exhale be one that maybe even your partner or someone next to you could hear slightly, just a gentle sighing out of the nose. And we create that sound by creating a little constriction of the throat. Now, as you're moving the body, notice if there's any sort of movement of the mind as you're moving here. Now, I'd like you to remind you that we're human. Movement of the mind is just part of what we do. So please don't look at it as a negative thing. It's part of our makeup. Movement of the mind is just our human way of being. But it is really that reflection of what we say to ourselves and the way we kind of handle that chatter. That is really where we facilitate change, where we kind of start to disassociate from that ego space, that chatter, which is often ego-driven. And ego is not a bad thing. We often associate having or using our ego in a negative way, but our ego is there really to protect us. But when we start to work our way through the field of the ego, we can recognize that that ego is often filled with untruths or lack of knowledge, often filled with judgment, expectation. But when we start to connect through the fields, we start to chop all that down, we start to see the earth beneath it. We start to see our inner self, our true self. We connect to our truth, our actual reality, versus that of seeing the reality through the lens of the ego. Let's finish one more cat and one more cow. And then we'll make our way into our tabletop position. Lengthening out the spine, resting the shoulder blades down and away from the ears, press into the hands. Let's extend the left arm and the right leg, reaching into our spinal balance. Exhale, release, reset back to the original place your hand and foot were at, and slide over to the other side. As you move from one side, left arm, right leg, energize through the spine. As you're moving your body today, I'd like you to notice what words pop up into your mind. What do we attach to here? Can we move from a space of non-attachment, of non-expectation? Can you feel into the body, noticing all the different components, the arm, the core, the strength of your hand resting up against the earth here, supporting you. The working of the core as you lengthen out the arm and the leg. the working of the breath as you connect to your breathing. Let's do one more on either side. And then reset back to our tabletop position. Press your hips back, sit up on your heels, rest your hands to your thighs, lengthen the spine. Reach the right arm out to up towards the sun and gently lean over to the left. Opening up the spine, notice the lengthening of the spine, softening of the eyes, the softening of the neck. Release the right hand down and extend out through the left. Gently lean over to the right. Breathe in, take the left hand back down. Roll the shoulder blades back and down, loosening up through the upper body. And just finding some gentle movement here, softening the body as the feet rest down to the ground. Maybe move the shoulders in the opposite direction. Softening the gaze. Just allowing for some gentle fluidity through the shoulder girdle. Wonderful. And then when you're ready, let's go ahead and bring our shoulders back into neutral and reset ourselves into all fours. Knees are going to remain underneath the hips. Inhale, extend the right arm out to a 90-degree. Exhale, needle and thread underneath the left, rotating towards the left side of the room, giving the shoulders a little stretch. Now, as you're here, just notice, are you straining? Can you soften the shoulder, soften the jaw? Just feel into the body, feel into the rotation, feel the eyes, the jaw. Wonderful. Go ahead and press into that left hand. Use that left hand to really lift your body back up into that tabletop position. And then go ahead and take that left hand out to the side and needle underneath the right, twisting towards the right side of the room. Keeping the hips square and just creating a little gentle rotation of the upper thoracic spine without forcing the body. Finding that easy kind of flow that works for you here. Inviting that twist rather than forcing the twist. From here, use the right hand, press it into the floor, bring yourself back up to tabletop position. Now we're going to take our yoga blocks and let's set them down in front of us. And this is optional. If you'd like to do this, you can. We're going to create a little bit more of a spacious downward dog today. So taking the hands to the top of the yoga blocks, just be careful here. Make sure you've got a nice firm grounding of the hands into the floor. We're going to raise the earth to meet our body. As you're ready, curl the toes under and start to shift the hips up to the sky, bringing the feet maybe a little wider than hip distance apart and just coming into this supported downward dog. Softening the shoulders and soften the heels down towards the base of the mat. So let the heels just relax here, soften the neck. If you prefer to bring your hands directly to the floor, please feel free to. If it doesn't feel comfortable or safe for you, set the blocks off to the side. From here, let's go ahead and deeply bend into that right knee and drift the left heel down to the ground, softening the shoulders, softening the back of the leg. Breathing into that Ujjayi breath. And then go ahead and shift that right heel down, lift that left knee up and drop the heel down and soften in even further. Let's repeat that one more time. Bend into the right knee, drop the left heel down, soften into the heart space, breathe in. And one more time, drop the right heel down, bend the left knee. Drop both heels down to the floor. And then turn the gaze between the yoga blocks, and then take the right foot forward and then the left foot forward and come into our forward fold. Maybe adjust the blocks so that they're at the medium or tallest height to give yourself a little bit of space here. From here, let the hands rest on the yoga blocks. Let your body come into the forward fold. Maybe keep the knees bent. From here, let's go ahead and just shake the head no and shake the head yes. Kind of working between the two here. Just allow yourself some opportunity to play around with this position. Let the neck free itself of any tension. Let the crown of the head drift out any thoughts that are not serving you. Imagine it's like a pitcher, and the pitcher is emptying itself down towards the earth for the earth to absorb. Any thoughts, any fears, anything that's not serving you. Thoughts of you can, thoughts of you can't. Beautiful. And then as you're ready, go ahead and set your neck back into that neutral space. Soften the shoulders. Perhaps we'll bend into the right knee and deepen into that left hip. Now, maybe this is enough for today. Perhaps just bending the right knee is where you need to be. If you'd like to take a twist, please take it optional. Make sure your core is lifted. Make sure your right arm is resting as you twist towards the left, opening up that space in the upper part of the spine, opening up the chest, softening through that right shoulder. Maybe gaze is down to the floor. Maybe gaze is twisted towards the sky. Drop the left hand back down to the yoga block and bend into that left knee. Maybe you take the twist. Maybe you just move the legs. Remember, honoring your body, honoring your back. And then maybe you want to take this into a bit of a flow, breathing in and breathing out. Maybe inviting one breath, one movement. Let's do one more on either side. And then whenever you're ready, make your way into your forward fold. From here, bend deeply into the knees. Rest the shoulders away from the ears, way slightly into the heels. Sweep the arms back, and as you exhale, sweep them forward. As you bring them forward, start to lengthen the legs, reach the arms up towards the sky, press into the feet, extend the fingertips towards the sun. Grab hold of the right wrist and gently tug over to the left. Open your body as if you're giving yourself a beautiful good morning stretch here. Release the ribs, release the shoulder, release any tension. Now notice here, as you're bringing yourself over to the left, are you creating a side bend with the intention of trying to go so deep that it visually looks wonderful, but might not feel so great on your body? Try to ease up on that desire. Let go of that ego space that wants to kind of bring you into that deep lateral bend. Inhale, come back through center and do the same thing on the other side. Ease yourself into it. Connect into what is your true self, what works for your body. Let it feel good. Let it feel spacious. Let it feel accessible. Inhale, come back through center. Release the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers. This time, take a big roll. The shoulder blades. Open up the heart. Extend your heart space. Shine your bright light. Hands, bring them forward. Drop your chin towards your heart. Interlace the fingers. Press the palms away from you. Release the shoulders. Release the back of the neck. Soften the jaw. Lift the gaze. Release the hands. Extend them to the side, finding your mountain pose. Shoulders roll back. Chest slightly lifts. Shoulders drip down. Fingertips are energized. Press the feet into the floor and re-ground your body here. From here, we're going to move into our sun salutations. You can take a half sun salutation. You can take a full sun salutation. It is entirely up to you. I'm going to begin with 2 half sun salutations, and then I'll move into the full expression of the sun salutation. You can follow along or just continue with some half sun salutations or come back into our mountain pose. As you're ready, breathe in, extend the arms, deepen the breath to the belly. As you exhale, Ujjayi breath, find your forward fold, swan diving down towards the earth. Soften the body, let the back of the neck, the back of the low back release, the back of the legs. Inhale, come into your half arch, leading with the heart forward, stacking the head. Exhale, release down towards the floor. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms all the way up, reaching tall. We're going to meet ourselves in our chair, reach the arms up. Maybe you reach them forward, press into the heels, bend into the knees, lengthen the body. Soften into that space, connect to the body. How is it feeling? Inhale, extend the body, reach long. Exhale, swan dive, lead with the heart forward fold. Release the low back, release the neck. Inhale, come into your half arch, lead with your heart. Exhale, release down towards the floor, release your body. Inhale, bend into the knees, sweep up all the way tall. Find a little bit more lift, a little bit more length, a little more grounding. Shift the weight into the heels. Find your chair pose. From here, I'm going to take it into a full sun salutation. Extend the arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive. You can follow along if you'd like. Forward fold. Beautiful. Inhale, find your half arch. Exhale, release down. Inhale, take your right foot back, find your low lunge. Ground into the hands, take the left foot back, find your downward dog. On your next inhale, shift your weight forward, finding plank. Exhale, either coming down towards the floor, dropping to the knees, then coming down to chaturanga. Shoulders roll back, lift up through the heart, open up your heart space, shine your light. Exhale, release down. Inhale, use the arms, press back, downward dog. Beautiful. Press into the left foot. Inhale, sweep the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bend the right knee, find it between the hands. Give it a little support here. Maybe even offering a little bit of that shift of that right foot. Way into the right foot, take the left foot forward, find your forward fold. Inhale, bend the knee, sweep the arms all the way up, extend the body long, find your chair pose. Inhale, extend the body, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, swan dive down. We're going to do one more. Forward fold. Inhale, find your half arch. Maybe you're still doing some half arch, half sun salutations. That's absolutely fine. Exhale, release down. This time, take your left foot back. Find your low lunge. Take your right foot back to meet your left downward dog. Soften the heart space. Inhale, roll through the vertebrae, shift your weight forward, find your plank. Stack your hands underneath your elbows and wrists and shoulders. Come down to the floor. Scoop your heart space, pull your shoulder blades back, top of the feet rest. Find your cobra. Maybe a little higher, maybe a little lower. Exhale, release down. Curl the toes under. Use those arms. Use the muscles from the arms to press back up, downward dog. Take the right foot into the floor. We're going to swim that left leg up to the sky this time. Exhale, bend into the left. Bring it forward. Low lunge. Bring the right foot forward. Forward fold. Bend the knees, sweep the arms, press the feet into the floor, extend your body, stand tall like a statue, nice and long and solid. Press your hips back, find your chair pose. Inhale, press into the feet, extend the body. Let's meet in Samasthiti, hands at your heart center. Let's take a moment of rest here. Maybe a moment to reconnect. Maybe a moment of pause here to notice what kind of thoughts might be coming into the mind. Take off those lenses that are not serving you. Wonderful. When you're ready, go ahead and release the hands to the side, shoulders roll back, gaze is open, gaze is forward. Press into the left foot. Inhale, sweep the arms up, come into your crescent pose, resting the ball of the foot into the floor, extending through that right heel, bending into the left knee, pulling up through the belly, and just bring your hands down at heart center. And as you're here, just take a notice of your body, take a notice of your thoughts, anchor into the feet, offering that sense of balance. So drawing the inner thighs towards center, lifting up through the belly, softening through the gaze and the shoulders. And then from here, let's adjust that back foot, sweep the arms up. We're going to come into our warrior one. Back foot adjusts that 45-degree angle, a little external rotation of the hip. Keep that left knee bent over the ankle. From here, exhale, warrior two, adjust the back foot, draw the shoulder blades down. Gaze is between the middle finger and the pointed finger. Beautiful. Inhale, shift forward, lift up tall through the spine. Exhale, sweep back, find your warrior two, reverse warrior. Now, as you're here, soften into the space, soften into any thoughts that are offering you that connection. Space within the mind that allows you to connect into this pose without any sort of judgment. As you're ready, take that left hand, drift it down towards the left knee, extend the right arm overhead, reach, find your extended side angle, pull the belly in, find some softness in the body. Take that top arm, come back, warrior two. We're going to flow here a few times. So as you come in here, going at your own perfect pace, breathe in, find your reach. Exhale, find your warrior, reverse warrior. Open up the heart space. Inhale, swim back to warrior two. Exhale, release the left elbow to the left knee. Extend the right arm, soften in, reach the body long. Inhale, rainbow the arm all the way back and find that front arm, warrior two. Reach forward. Exhale, reverse warrior. Just flow here. And it doesn't have to look perfect. Just allow that space to work, warrior two. Maybe you do a different configuration of the movements. Maybe one, you miss a movement, who cares? Take that top arm, come back, warrior two. Soften the shoulders, reach forward. Exhale, reverse warrior. Last one. Open up the space, soften into the body, soften into the mind. Inhale, find that warrior two. Exhale, drift the left elbow to the left knee, extend the right arm out. Let the arm reach, extend, and energize through the feet and through the hand. Beautiful. From here, let's take that right arm down, and we're going to just do some gentle circles, about 3 of them, opening up through the shoulder girdle, still energizing through that left leg. So lots of work here. Breathe into that space. Beautiful. Last one, we'll meet in our extended side angle. As the arm reaches, extend out that side body. Beautiful. Take that right arm. We're going to draw it down towards the floor. Maybe you grab your yoga blocks to raise the earth. You pivot that back foot, finding our low lunge here. And then from here, way into that left foot, bring the right foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms up all the way to the sky. Press the palms together. Come to your heart. Soften your shoulders, soften your gaze. Take a moment to reconnect here. Notice, are the words in your mind a reflection of what really is, or just a perception of what you think it is? As you're ready, let's open the eyes. Inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky. This time weighing into our left foot, our right foot, and extending the left foot back, coming into our crescent pose. Soften the shoulders. Balance into the right leg, energize through the right foot. Lift through the heart, drop the shoulders. As you're ready, from here, we're going to adjust that back foot to a warrior one stance, slight 45-degree angle. So the foot's down onto the floor, knee still bends forward, slight external rotation of that left hip. Notice the back of the body. Try to pull into the belly, really feel the core working here. From here, adjust that back foot, warrior two, foot out to the outer edge, reach the arms. Breathe in, lean forward, exhale, breathe out, find your reverse warrior. Keep that front knee nice and anchored down to the towards or the front of the ankle, so the knee is stacked. As you're ready, inhale, come back through warrior two. Exhale, right elbow to right knee, extend the side angle, pull in through the belly, open up the side of the body. Beautiful. Inhale, rainbow that left arm back, right arm forward, warrior two. Inhale, shift. We're going to flow here. Exhale, reverse warrior. Remember, you can shift it and create it. Whatever kind of configuration works for you. Inhale, back through warrior two. Exhale, release the right elbow to the right knee. Extend the left arm overhead. Reach tall. Beautiful. Inhale, rainbow back, warrior two. Reverse forward. And then reverse warrior, shift forward and reverse warrior. Inhale, rainbow back to warrior two. Exhale, release the right elbow to the right knee. Find your extended side angle. Last one, rainbow back, warrior two. Inhale, shift forward, palm reaches, sweep the arm over, opening the side of the body. Let that back arm release, open up the body. Inhale, rainbow, warrior two, sorry. Exhale, right elbow to right knee. Extend the left arm overhead, energize through the finger and through the toe, and create some gentle circles, maybe about 3. Just kind of working through the shoulder girdle, giving a little circumduction here. Beautiful. Excellent. And the next time you find your arm reaching up overhead, reach it long, finding that reverse warrior, that extended side angle. This time, take that left arm, pull yourself back up, find that warrior two, extend the front leg, relax the arms. Turn the feet inward, and then toe heel the feet so that you come towards center. From here, we're going to go into our tree pose. So with tree pose, maybe if you'd like, especially if you're feeling like you need a little more grounding today, we can use a yoga block as a support for our tree pose. So I'm going to begin with my right foot on the yoga block here. And you don't have to. If you're comfortable with tree pose, just let this go. Just a nice way to kind of come into it if you'd like to play around with it, especially if your balance is feeling a little off today. So let's go ahead and we're going to take that foot and we're going to turn the hip outwards, staying tall through the spine. And I'd like to remind you that no matter what tree you choose, it's a beautiful tree and it's a perfect tree. So don't feel any pressure. And this is where we really want to let go of that second layer, that desire, using those lenses. Take those lenses away that don't serve us and really tap into what feels right for you. Maybe your tree is at your ankle. Maybe your tree is at your shin. Maybe your tree is lifted into the inner thigh. Take a moment here to ground into the body, stay tall through the spine. Can you soften the movement of the mind? Can you see if you automatically go to those words that are not serving you? Can you ease your roots into the ground? When you're ready, go ahead and release the right foot. Shake it out. Maybe if you're using a block, you shift it over to the left side. Maybe you open the hip. Maybe you set the left foot at the shin, or you draw it up. And I want you to remind yourself that tree is like a symbol of the growth that we do each and every day we show up to our mats. It's a time for us to remind ourselves that each time we practice, we take those layers off, one thin layer at a time. And suddenly that space, that disconnection from ego or those layers, they start to transform our lives. They start to work their way off of the mat. And it starts to touch other people. And suddenly that person who's been touched by you touches someone else. And it's like a ripple effect, like oceans moving from one wave to the other, connecting. Release your left foot, bring it down to the floor. Shake it out. Just allow yourself to reground your feet to the floor. And whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and make our way down to the floor. And let's make sure we have a block available to us. And we'll meet on our backs. Perhaps let's take our knees in towards our heart. Just take a moment to connect at the low back, the sacrum, the shoulders, the back of the head. Soften and tune into the breath. Maybe we rock our body from side to side. Maybe we spread our low back as we stir the pot, sorry. Gently feeling into the body, maybe feeling a little bit of the looseness. Maybe we stir the pot in the opposite direction, just kind of exploring the body here. Just notice if there's a different shade of stillness that's kind of come over your body here. A different level of fluidity. And then when you're ready, come back through center. Let's sit the right foot down to the floor and extend the left leg up to the sky. And I'd like you to gently, below the thigh, gently guide that left leg towards center. Flex into the heel, giving the back of the legs a nice little bit of length without forcing or lifting up through the sacrum. From here, maybe we bend into the left ankle, left knee, and we set the left ankle over the right knee. On your next exhale, lift the right thigh towards your heart, interlace the back, hands at the back of the thigh, draw the right knee in towards your heart, softening the shoulders. As you pull in, soften your breath. Feel the gentle melting of the body down towards the earth. Reset the right foot down to the floor. Unwind your left from your right. Take the right leg up to the sky. Flex into the heel. Gently guide the right leg towards your center. Maybe feeling a bit of that gentle lengthening of the back of the hamstring. From here, go ahead and bend the knee, drop the right ankle over the left knee, open up the hip. Gently guide the left thigh, if you'd like to, towards your center. This is optional. Maybe just that figure four with the foot down to the ground is enough for today. When you're ready, reset the left foot down to the floor, unwind your right from the left, and let's just go ahead and windshield wiper the hips in and out. Alternating sides, just feeling that nice fluidity of the movement of the knees. Just allowing a little bit of the spreading of the low back, a little release of the hips, softening of the upper body and the eyes. Wonderful. And then when you're ready, let's go ahead and bring ourselves back in through center. Toe healing the feet so that they're hip distance apart, perhaps grabbing your yoga block, and we're going to come into candlestick. Pressing the heels into the floor, energizing the glutes as we lift the sacrum enough so that we can slide that yoga block underneath our sacrum and then set it back down. Now from here, if you'd like, you can rest here, maybe in a supported bridge if this feels better. Or maybe you extend your right leg up to the sky and then the left, finding our candlestick pose here. And as you're here, try to settle the sacrum down to the ground, soften through the legs. This is a very, very restorative pose, a beautiful inversion. And then whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and slowly start the bend into the knees. Set the right foot, then the left foot down. Press into the heels and maybe gently lift the sacrum off the ground as you lift your block away. Reset your sacrum down. And perhaps you take your bolster, set it underneath your knees, or perhaps you extend your legs to the respective corners of the mat as we make our way into our Shavasana. And perhaps we just allow our breath to naturally and organically enter and leave the body. Let our body feel heavy and relaxed. Taking it to a state of being and not doing. Let's begin to deepen our breath into the belly. Maybe start to move the hands and the feet, gently reawakening the physical body. And as you're ready, maybe you turn the feet in and out, just kind of loosening up the hips. Perhaps you take a good morning stretch. And maybe when you're ready, we can gently roll onto one side if you'd like. And just take a moment to find a little bit of that comfortable space, taking us from where we were to where we're going. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and use that top arm and slowly press yourself up to seated. Meeting with our hands at heart center as a gesture of us all being one. And in recognition of the light that lives within us all. May your heart always stay warm, and may your smile always stay broad. And may the light that shines in me honor and see the light that shines in you. Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, it's been and is always such an honor to practice with you. Very honored. Thank you, Susan, for the hearts. Thanks, guys. Thank you. And I hope you take what we did today as just an opportunity to maybe translate that state of being to your daily life and just trying to connect with that, even if it's for just a moment of just taking that step down and just quieting the body and the mind. So thank you so much for joining me today. I wish you a wonderful remainder of your week. And if I don't see you, I'll see you when we're back from Thanksgiving. Thanks, everyone. Bye.